1-1 it finished in the other game between France and Poland. And we're going to take a look at the 2 goals in this game. Both penalties, Didi. We'll start with the French one, and it comes from a bit of a mix-up down the end, but Kylian Mbappe, the man to put the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, and Dembele was the man to be brought down. We know that it's very hard to stop 1 against 1. Yeah, just is a step ahead of the Polish defender, brings him down, tangle of legs. Mbappe, with mask, makes no mistake and celebrates without the mask.
Well, he does well. Still scoring goals. It can't be inhibiting that bad.
Yeah, it was
good to see him back on the pitch as well, to be
fair.
It
is. It was only a penalty. Obviously, he will have to score more goals if they want to go far in this tournament, and probably has to score the old one from open play, which so far they haven't done.
Yeah, which is a concern, Kevin, to be fair.
Not ideal. We're going to be talking about England in a while and criticism then, and their play at the moment, but they have scored 2 goals from open play. I can imagine the criticism. The French, I know they were getting some beforehand, and Deschamps was getting a little bit. I'd imagine they're getting a lot of it at home now. Maybe we don't see it as much here, but you'd be very worried, especially Poland. I would imagine the Poles were probably after consuming a fair bit of alcohol, knowing they were going home in the last few days as well. I'd imagine they weren't in the best shape coming into this game, and for France not to go out and France had a strong team, and not to go out and beat them would be very disappointing for them.
Yeah, and for Poland to get a draw, you look at the penalty they got as well. I know it's a bit controversial, and let's talk through that, and then we'll chat about them and everything that's happened. What are you seeing here on why this is retaken?
Well, I mean, the ball's up in there a long time to start with, and I think one of the centre-halves should come and clear that. But Mbappe, I think, has got a mistake in him a lot. Even in the Champions League, I've seen him a lot this season. He's vulnerable, making lots of mistakes. Maybe that's a weakness from France as well at the back, but now this penalty is a bit of a wind-up job because Lewandowski does it hop, skip and a jump and a dance, and he pauses about 2 or 3 times, and Mike Magnan's been punished for coming off his line. Now the rules and the laws of the game change all the time, and it's obviously no advantage at all to the goalkeeper, but I really feel for Mike Magnan. You can see the frustration kicking the ball away, because I'd be doing the exact same thing, and maybe headbutting the post as well, because it's a disadvantage for the goalkeeper because he has to get into the sort of motion of coming forward to be set, and then Lewandowski pauses on the walk through, so I think that the striker should be punished there, not the goalkeeper.
But technically he doesn't stop, though.
No, he does, Jackie. If we can see the first penalty again, I think it's absolute nonsense, because we've got to give the goalkeepers a chance. Now, they changed the rule. They said they can't come off their line, so one part of their foot has to be on the line. Now, if we can see the first penalty that's been retaken, the first one again, no, this one, the Polish one, and if we see Lewandowski, as Shay said, he stops twice, and I think the rule is you have to keep going forward. If we can see that first Polish penalty again,
they're going to re-rack it there and they're going to play it. But you're saying that he shouldn't be allowed to do that.
No, what he does, watch him. He's stopping twice, and then he misses. What's the keeper meant to do? The keeper has to come forward. So he's a foot off his line, and the first thing Lewandowski does, he says the keeper's been off his line, because he knows if I do delay enough for the keeper to come forward, even if he saves it, I get another go. So the rule is absolute nonsense. They've got to do something, because as it's now, we don't give the keeper enough chance.
It's very difficult, Jack, for him to pause it there, back there. But what I'm saying is when he does that last step, Mike Magnan's in a really good position, and he steps forward, and then his back foot's on the line, actually, and he makes the save. But he makes the save after Lewandowski pauses, so he moves again. It's nearly impossible for the goalkeeper to do.
Because I think, let's say from your point of view, right, if the two of you are up against each other, you're trying to get him to make that mistake as well. So half of this is a mind game between the two of them too.
Yeah,
it's
if
impossible.
you ever watched any of my penalties, Jackie, I didn't do this. I didn't do the 10-time stutter. I think remember when I was a kid, John Aldridge was the first one to do the little stutter, but it's gone mad since then. There's about 10 stutters between there and the finish. I think at the time it was banned for him as well. But
the easiest thing was you just can't do it. You just do a normal run up to the penalty, and that sort of takes out all the.
Would that take something away from the striker, though? Because that is
It's not a skill, though, Jackie. It's not a skill to stop your run. Even I can do that. It's not a skill to run or to walk and to pause. It's not a skill, and it's not a mistake from the keeper.
But they all do it.
But it's not a natural movement.
But they
it's not a natural movement either up to the ball.
Jackie, they shouldn't do it, because it was stopped a few years ago, where they said they can't pause, and then they changed the rule again. They said you can't, because in previous years, even if you are a foot off the line, usually they didn't bring a penalty back. Now they changed the rule. They said one part of your foot's got to be on the line. Now it's impossible for the keeper. If you pause 2 or 3 times, and the ruling is you still have to have a motion forward, which he might have had. But I think they've got to cut all that nonsense out, because as it is now, and this was a perfect example, Lewandowski stops twice, misses it, and the first thing he says, He's been off his line and he gets another go.
Yeah.
You tell me if
I don't actually
that's
think
fair.
it helps the penalty taker.
Look at his reaction. Look at his reaction.
He knows straight away. He's
It's
already
absolute
claiming.
nonsense.
He's missed a lot of penalties over the years. It was like watching Modric last night before he took it. I said he's going to miss it. With Lewandowski, I've seen him miss a lot. Fairness, he stands up to take the second one. But I just think the best penalty takers in the history of football have just stood up and struck it without any of that
But it's
nonsense.
easy. It's an easy law to change. You just run up to the ball normal. If you pause at all, then it's a free out. That's as simple as that.
But then you miss all the crack of that.
There's no crack. There's no crack as a goalkeeper. There's no zero crack.
But
in that.
there is for
No,
the
there's no
kids.
crack.
The kids
No,
who are out,
there's
who watch
there's
these
no
major
kids at home.
tournaments.
There's no kids at home laughing at that.
I'm telling you though, the kids
If
at
there is,
home
I'm
are
going
trying
down
to
the
do
You're right,
that
my
though.
11-year-old's probably trying to do it, Jackie, and I'll be telling them not to.
I have a 10-year-old at
from
home
12
who'd love
yards,
to try to do
the
that.
striker, the goalkeeper really should have no chance. He's got a free shot from 12 yards. He's got the whole goal to hit. There's no friendliness or no, what's the word I'm looking for, help for the goalkeeper. It seems every time they change the law, it's to sort of obstruct the goalkeeper. And that's me, obviously, being an ex-goalkeeper, probably.
And there's no advantage for the centre forward or for the take of a penalty by stopping your run, because if anything, it can get you out of your rhythm. The only benefit is that the way the rules are, you get another go, which is obviously not fair. So if I was coaching a kid, or if I had a boy who was playing football, and if he asked me, shall I do this or I want to do this, I said, don't do it, because it's nonsense. It's nothing gained. It's nothing gained. Have a normal run-up, take your spot, and try to hit it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the best penalty takers and going on about it in the history of the game. Alan Shearer, maybe. Dennis Irwin, going back with Ireland. Just no nonsense, just put it with power in
Harry
the corner.
Kane, no
Harry
messing.
Kane.
It's a
Just
fashion thing.
quality
Even
strike
though
of the
Kane
ball.
has brought it in a bit as well. One started, and it's so often when somebody scores these days, they slide on their knees. Nobody used to do it. Now everybody does it. It only takes one to start, and everybody follows.
Don't tell me you don't want anyone sliding on their knees now, though. I'll be having
if
none
it's,
of that.
if it's one or two,
Dee Dee, yeah.
it was a trademark celebration. Now it's not anymore because everybody's sliding on their knees. But
Yeah.
you know, each to their own. But one player started it. I can't remember who started it because all they did it all those years ago. One player started it. They followed. But as I said, in the old days, by stuttering or delaying your run, there's nothing gained. Obviously now the rules how they are, I don't blame the takers by doing it, because as we've just seen with Lewandowski, he's been rewarded. But that shouldn't be the case.
Of all of the things that I thought would happen this month, me sitting here defending swashbuckling strikers and ye defending the goal is not something, particularly with your man on the couch here as well.
That's quite
you know.
refreshing that Dee Dee's sticking up for a goalkeeper or
I
anyone on
didn't
the
see
pallet.
it coming.
It's normally me that's
well,
just started
especially
fighting
the
in
abuse
corner.
that he gives you off
But he's
camera. I
got great-
definitely
he's
didn't
got-
think him
he's got a
siding
good
with
point.
you.
It's nice, quite refreshing, Dee Dee.
Pleasure.
I appreciate that.
Well, let's finish off on this group then tonight, because I think France are probably the ones, even all of that aside, they're probably the ones sitting here tonight with maybe the biggest questions hanging over them, because you're right, Dee Dee, at some point they're going to have to start igniting in this tournament, and it certainly hasn't been today.
But I think the way they're playing, they don't care. I don't think they care. They go home, they say, we're in the knockout stages. It takes a good team to beat us. And they've got so much confidence. I think it's more of a worry for the for the other teams you mentioned before, Spain, Germany, maybe Portugal, who are in the same half of the draw now. I don't think they care too much. They probably get a lot of stick, and rightly so, because they haven't been playing well. But I don't think they are too bothered, because they've got so much confidence. But at some stage they have to start playing better, because, Austria was probably the best game so far, I'd say, in the competition, maybe with Netherlands, Austria. But not scoring from open play might be a bit of a concern. I think the public will talk about it. The manager won't be happy whether the players care too much. They're serial winners. They know they can do it at a big stage. I don't think they are too bothered.
OK, well, we'll see.